a long time since the last home win. How determined are you to finish the season strongly at Hillsborough?
Yeah, I think I said this after the game. We have still some goals. I think one goal is, of course, to take home wins from the last three games. Yeah, I think the group is ready. We have some question marks still for tomorrow, but today the group was lively. Yeah, they want to play. They want to win games. They want to score. Yeah, all these things. We did our normal job. What we have to do. I think this is our responsibility for the following weeks.
You mentioned after the Blackburn game that there was a chance you might be edging closer to having your strongest team available. Are you getting close to that, or have you had some setbacks this week?
Yeah, we have still 5-6 question marks. Will be surprised maybe tomorrow, but maybe not. Yeah, let's see. I think important was the training today. Then they will have treatments, and then we will see what my medical team tell me what I have to do or not. And then we carry on. But we have enough players. Was still today a group on the pitch from 24 players, but it was not clear that everyone can play tomorrow.
Has that been one of the stories of the season, that just as you feel as if you are getting players back, getting strong, you tend to have a new setback, don't you?
I think we have different stories. I think we spoke today in the morning about the Blackburn game in the beginning before we looked to the opponent. I think this game was, I said this after the game, a mirror of this, especially second half of the season. We were not consistently over 90 minutes on our best level. There are some issues why and some reason why. I know the reasons. Then of course we have as a group not the written what you need. I'm honest, normally if everything goes well, you have in the second half of the season maybe 15, maximum 16 players. But we need the full squad. We have to change from game to game. Sometimes I would not change players, but I have to. Yeah, all the small things, but I think there should be not excuses. We tried our best job, and then there's also, we spoke a lot about our opportunities we missed, but when we look back, I think to come back after 3-0 in Middlesbrough, it's maybe not usual. To come back in Norwich after 2-0, maybe not usual. We scored in Coventry last minute, in Derby last minute. I think we had also these moments, but of course, then you always look at first at these moments where you missed opportunities, and then you say, if we do this and this, if we are, when you are as a team after 41 match days on this position, then I think this is a long time period, and then I think there's also something in why we're in this position. But this, I think it's a big experience for the group as well this season again. I will take something from these games, but in the next 3 weeks it's 5 games, and from these 5 games, we want to win as much as we can, and I think this saw on the training ground today, and it was good to see. That it was lively. It was not warm, and you have the feeling we are off. No, it was really sharp, and this is what I like.
I know that you spoke briefly about Michael Ihiekwe on Tuesday because he got the armband, but it's been revealed that he was nominated for Championship Player of the Month for March as well. So with that, and with his goals, and with having the captaincy, can you just tell us about the journey that he has been on this season?
Yeah, I think when you look to the whole picture, and I'm honest to you, if you ask me at the beginning of the season who will be my 2 center backs, then as a number 1, then maybe I will not speak about Ihiekwe. I knew and I know Ihiekwe is always experienced, and he was always available when I need him. He gives us something. yeah, and then I think in December when we played a lot with Dish and Max as a centre backs, then it was not easy for Iki, yeah. And then there was a moment in the December where I had a talk with him, spoke about his future, how I see him, what could be happened, and then at the end we had the next injury and he made his job. He tried his best. I think he made good games, but we know and we can take nearly every defender. Yeah, every defender is not playing without mistakes. But all in all, I think how he improved since I'm here, it's fantastic to see. I think he's open-minded for all these things. He understands the game. And maybe you should ask him. I think I didn't know him before, but maybe he played on his nearly highest level he could play. And I think this is also good to see in this age that we can improve players. That's not about age; it's about the open-minded and mindset. And he had all these things. He helped the team. He is available nearly every game now. Yeah, this is also fantastic and helpful. Yeah, but on the other side, I think that was also the reason why we played back five. Yeah, that Iki could help Gap, and Gap made after the first 5 minutes. He felt it goes very quick all the decision makings, but yeah, Gap should be then the next centre back for the future for us.
It was revealed this week that some of the younger players are being released, which happens at every football club every year. You know, young players move on. But how much input do you and your first team staff have in those decisions, Danny?
Yeah, we speak about players, what is necessary, what is important, what could be the next step. I think this is all these things what we have to do. We are connected with the academy. We sit together. We speak about players. For some players, it's important that they get minutes on men's football. I think this is especially from the academy players. This is the key. I think if you trained and you play in the under 21, this is good for a good next step. But then it comes a point in an age you have to go out, and this is then sometimes for loan. Sometimes you go general out. All those things, and then you have to look what is the best for the player, for the club, for the development.
But there's some players who've maybe left, Danny, who would have benefited from, and this is before your time here, but going out at an early age. You know, is there an optimal age when players should be getting that men's football experience? Is that something the club could do better, do you think?
I think you have to look to every player single. It's not easy to say this should be, but if you have potential and you can play with 18, 19s, I think the best step I describe that a little bit like this. If you are good in under 21, the first thing should be you come to the training to the first team consistently. Then we can think about, okay, you train first team, you play under 21, and then there comes a point where you say, okay, now you need more games. And it could be then this is 19, 18, 20, but then later on it's difficult because then you have a little bit, you miss your opportunities, and then you have to go, and maybe sometimes you have to go out of your comfort zone. I think this is always when you carry on and you stay in under 21 and again, then sometimes difficult. It's nice, because you know what happens. I think for me a good example is this season, Sean. It's not easy for him, with the loan, but I think this experience will help him and us as a club a lot.
There is a planned protest at the game on Saturday. People often wonder if these things are noticed by players, staff. When the game's going on, when you're in the heat of it all, you're focusing on the game. Is that the case, or do you notice these things?
I noticed this, that maybe something will happen, but my focus is then, I can, maybe we can influence them. If we score early, then maybe they can stop and they can celebrate, but that's not our decision making. For us it's important that we are ready for this game against the opponent who's fighting. I think they missed a big opportunity on Wednesday. They lost against QPR. yeah, you see how close it is again in the relegation fight. They need the points. We want to have the points. We want to win the next game. Yeah, will be again a tough challenge. But of course, with our demanding on ourselves, there should be not a question mark what we want to do tomorrow and what we want to see from ourselves.
Are they a very different team now compared to the one you played before? Because the last game against them, you just controlled the game pretty much from start to finish. But they've changed. That was the coach's last game, and they've gone to a coach who's very experienced in the championship. Has he changed things? Are you going to face a different opponent?
Well, I think when he took over, then they had a good run with a lot of points, and yeah, I think the last games a bit up and downs. This is then normal. Yeah, they know what they can do. Yeah, they are good organized. Different shapes with a back four, with a back five. They know they need set pieces, especially throw-ins with will walks. Yeah, a lot of these channel balls behind, and then they go for the second ball. They take low risk in building up. The team with the most long balls of the division. Yeah, they play for results, and especially now in the situation, they will do this again. I think you saw this after not the best first half, but then the second half they bring energy on. Yeah, they control the game more. But I must say this is for me, yeah, a big demanding on ourselves. We play at home. I want to see that we control the game, 95 minutes. That we dictate the rhythm, we show what we want to play, and it's not so much about the opponent, it's more about us, how we play this, and if we have intensity, if we are diligent about and recover for the second ball, all these basics, then we have enough quality to do this, but it's not about to make a summer kick, yeah, it's about really a professional football game, and this is the good thing. My players are ready for this, and yeah, we work well today.
Is that a big thing for you that they have shown that? Because it's not uncommon, Danny, if we're just being honest, for a football team to look at a league table at this time of year, the weather's a bit better, and think, well, you know, I'll be on holiday in a month's time. To see the players doing what they're doing in training, is that really encouraging for you that they intend to finish this season?
Yeah, it's a key. I think this is a key on one side. How we trained. I said this in the morning to the players. I want to have intensity, I want to have quality, and I want to have enjoying in the training session. Yeah, and at the moment with the games and late on in the season, it's not about that we have long sessions. Yeah, but this time on the pitch, fully focused. What we want to do. Every finishing, clinical, good defending together, smart passes, enjoying football, and if I see this, good counter pressing, I think this is also important. I showed the team today again, yeah, we run in the game sometimes in the wrong moments, yeah. We run in the pressing sometimes too early instead of we wait for the right moment. In the rest defense we cover not and man marking well enough, then that means we have to run 100 meter back as a group. All these things, if we do this right, then I'm fully convinced that we can really play a power play football tomorrow. This I want to see, yeah, and it's the good thing if you have 24 players. Let's see who's available. But if there's one guy who thinks it's off, then he's wrong. I will not accept this. I'm ambitious. My group should be ambitious as well. And every point, every win, it's fantastic. And yeah, also for the players, I think it's important that you increase your limits. You should have your own goal. Yeah, for one player is maybe 10 goals. For a defender should be conceded less goals now, and all the small things. And this is a little bit about character. I think I praised a lot of the character of the group in the next 5 games. Should be also this.
One final question. I just wanted to ask you about that pressing situation. How much of that is, tactical, knowing when to press? How much of it is managing energy resources so that you can do it for a sustained period in a match? What is the sort of the idea with that as a coach, Danny?
Yeah, it's a tactical discipline. I think we have sometimes the moment in the game where we lose a little bit our head. Yeah, we want to be active, but in the wrong moments. If you struggle during the game, then do your basics at first right before you do the next things, and then it's a little bit. Yeah, I showed the team and I compared the two halves today in the meeting as well about what was the first half, the difference to the second half, what was in the second half the difference to the conceded goal. And yeah, if you do this, and my players know this, what they have to do, and I know this, but this is then really about keep going, stick to the match plan, to the tactical things, and play not your own game. And if you do this, then it's hard, yeah, but if you do this as a group, then it's also a weapon.
Danny, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. See you. Bye-bye.
Afternoon, Danny. How you doing?
Hi, Alex. I'm good. You?
Yeah, full of the joys of spring. Injuries. You've mentioned that. I get the impression you don't particularly want to go into names. Are these sort of fresh issues, or the two that we do know about were sort of Baz and Dom? So how are they getting on?
Yeah, normally today I need a longer list. It's Barry, Dom, Olaf, Smudge, Pato, Jan. Hopefully I didn't forget someone. Yeah, small issues, but it means not that they are not available, but some question marks. Hopefully I didn't forget someone. Yeah, it's a long season, and now one of the guys they feel it, but it's okay. Let's see tomorrow. I'm convinced we have a good team on the grass, and this team will be ready tomorrow.
With any of those, are we talking injuries, or is it sort of fatigue or niggles? Or
yeah, I think it's a little bit the feeling in the hamstrings, a little bit the knock. There's more things, especially if you have a midweek game, then it could be like this. But yeah, I think they should go in the sun a little bit today, and then it will be good for the mindset, and then they are ready. Yeah, but there are still some question marks, and this is, yeah, it's what it is.
Yeah, sure, okay. Yeah, I mean, it sort of takes us on to a question that I wanted to ask about. Obviously, the second half of the season has been what it's been. There was obviously the first half was exceptional and got you on the edge of everything that we've spoken about. Is this a tired squad? Clearly, every squad's going to have its problems at this stage. But do you look at we don't have access to the running stats, for example, and that sort of thing. Are you looking at a tired squad?
I think I said this a little bit the momentum sometimes. Yeah, yesterday I watched from the second half of the season all the highlights from our games back. Yeah, when you see then some late conceded goals, or some moments we missed in the box to score. Then you have this injury in out. We missed a little bit the rhythm, yeah, but it should be not the excuses. Other teams have also these problems. I think we played until match day 40 around the playoffs. Yeah, there was always the chance. Now we lead 2-0. Yeah, I think the last 2-3 games, 4 games. Yeah, I think except from Cardiff. Yeah, normally Cardiff this game you lose. Yeah, we took this point, but I think in the derby, I think against Hull and now against Blackburn, you could take more points. But yeah, football is not about wishes or something like this. It's reality, and the reality is that we have 53 points with some good football, exciting football, but also with individual mistakes and unforced errors in some moments. And yeah, this is what we have to improve in the future if you want to make the next step. And this is then, of course, it's about reflection, feedback about the squad, what you did well, what we have to do better in a new season, all these things. And yeah, I take myself as well Yeah, it's not that I know everything with 35 years, but I have an idea, and yeah, when you have a full season, then you learn also something about some moments during the season. And the other thing is, I think this is also part of the story. It doesn't matter who is the next opponent or how was the last result. Our team was always convinced we can win the next game, and this mindset is great.
Just to pick up on that then, things that you've learned through the season. Would you like to expand on those? What sort of notes have you taken?
I think I have a folder, a paper where I make all my notes during the season, and after the season I will look to all these things, and then I will adjust some things, of course. But today I will not speak too much about details, but I have this, because it's important. I always need this reflection, the feedback by yourself. And this is the first thing, I stay always in front of the group, and the first thing I start by myself, what I can improve, and then I look to the next guys beside of me.
Okay, interesting. On the home form, obviously we've spoken every other week about this, haven't we? But I had a look at the results, and you sort of take away two of the teams that are vying for the title, and then that afternoon against Watford, there's a lot of draws in there, and defeats tend to be by the odd goal. Is that even more of a frustration that the home form, just if a few little things
of course
had gone that way, this could be completely different?
Of course, if you look to the table, and it's now 62, 63, and we have 53, we are not far away, but I think this is also learning 6, 5, 7 points. It is a little bit far enough. It looks not this far enough, but the gap is, I think I watched the table, even Middlesbrough, I think last year, they were then 6, 7 points behind the playoffs. It looks sometimes not so, but to close these gaps you need a run, and we have to be honest, we didn't have this run in the second half of the season. We had two good results, a defeat, a draw, a won, a lose. We had not this consistently, and I think this is the crucial thing. But of course, the home performance, and not home performance, the home results, because this is a big difference for me between the results and the performances. But maybe I'm wrong. Let me know when I'm wrong. But I have always the feeling the home games were better than the results.
I'd agree with that. I wanted to ask about Nate. Obviously started the game at Cardiff and then hasn't featured in a matchday squad since. Point of clarity, he's not injured. What's the story with him?
Nate is a little bit up and downs. I think he improved. That was the reason why he is also why he deserved to start against Cardiff. Then the last 2 weeks, a little bit tough. I have to make some tough decisions as well. And now we have more games. Let's see what happens with Barry. If he's available or not. Then I have to make a decision between maybe Liam or Nate for this position. I have to make the decision if I play with 2 6s or with a 6 and an 8. I have a lot of options for tomorrow, and then I will make my decision for the squad. For him it's important, carry on. I think was also maybe a little bit a picture of the season. His individual with in, out, not really the rhythm, in, out again, a good game, good sub as a starter. If you are honest, as a starter sometimes not easy for him, but then as a sub he influenced and had good impact as a game, for example Middlesbrough or Norwich. Up and downs, I think for him it's also this season, especially then when it goes into pre-season for the new season, try to be consistently fit, play on a good level, find your role in the team, and this is also what some feedbacks I would give the players.
Another player that hasn't featured is Ihiekwe. There's no getting around the fact it's been, a tough season for Ihiekwe. What's gone wrong for him, and how do you go about handling this last back end of the season with him?
I wish him that he score on times this season and he goes with a positive feeling out of the season, because then he can building up for the new season. I know in the player's mind is then sometimes, bring the season over and then I can really restart and reset. I think he can do this. Hopefully we can help him in the next 3 weeks. First thing is to get a position in the squad. If he got the position, then hopefully he trained like that he can come on, and then he can create momentum. I still believe in him. There's no doubt, because when you scored in one season these goals and you have such an impact, then you will not lose this immediately. But all these things. If you ask me what was the key reasons, maybe in the summer that he had not a normal preseason, a little bit the question mark, this is not helpful for him. And if you want the moment against Millwall, that could be a turnaround, and then maybe we will not speak about this now. But this is football. It happens. The group helped him, and the most important key that he helped himself. You cannot expect and demand and waiting that someone help you. And now he has to help himself to come out of this.
How do you go about sort of building the confidence of a player, and how much can you as coaching staff do, and how much is it down to the player themselves for a little moment here or there?
I think it starts with talks, but then it starts as well how you trained, and you have a finishing drill. Then it's about you as a coach. You feel it then, if he is finishing with confidence and with power, or is always scared to do something wrong. And at this moment I can't help him, because this is then the moment where you have to find your rhythm back, find your goal back, invest in the training. If it's a small sided game, 3 minutes, then be sharp, try to play with high intensity instead of just secure and come through, and all the small things. And I think our training is always with different challenges for the mind, for the legs, decision making. Take all these things and then take also responsibility for yourself, and sometimes you have to do more after the training. If you are not in the starting 11 or not in the squad, then you have to look if you're ready, if your body are really ready. You need maybe box to box runs, all these things, and I think this is responsibility for the players. I know sometimes the players thought they do it for me. No, they do it for them, individual. And I think these things they hopefully I try and help the players to improve in this part as well. And let's see what we can help some players. I think we have some exciting players. Again, Charlie this week. He will be in the squad tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow is the next step for more minutes. I think it would be fantastic to see him at the home ground. And this is the way.
How's Dish getting on? Obviously he had his surgery. We gather he came through it quite nicely.
I spoke with him, he's very positive, this is good. I think the first weeks was very hard for him, pain and a little bit rusty, and he couldn't not do so much, but now it's going better and better. Dish and Max, they're working hard. Max looks better. Hopefully for him would be good that he is without pain and all the things is good by end of the season, because then he can go really in a normal preseason. I think Dish, I'm not sure how many we have now, around 6-8 weeks. If he's available September, August, would be fantastic. But it's a long way, and I think this is what I demand from him. He should be fitter and physically stronger than before the injury.
Okay. And then last, I think I asked you about this before the trip down there, but Will Volks will likely feature for Oxford. I think he said you expected a fiery response from him in games against Wednesday this year. I mean, how important is it that he gets a good reception, but maybe not too comfortable reception in some regards?
Yeah, Will doing a good job for the team. Yeah, I think since the manager changed, he is nearly in every start 11. He has his impact on the team. He will fight tomorrow as well. He knows the relegation fight. He will be on fire. I think he is doing his way. He is on his way, and it's good when players come with emotion. We will do our job, and after the game we will speak, and then let's see who won the game. The first game was a good game from our side, very clinical. I think we controlled the game very well, and tomorrow's our job to do this again.
Top stuff. Danny, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Alex. See you.